Okay, I know what he's gonna say, but I kind of just wanted to watch a little bit of it because I feel like we haven't watched any CoffeeZilla in forever, and I just want a little taste.
This is the worst cover-up of my lifetime, the Epstein case. The reason I'm talking about it so much is because if you can get away with this, you really can get away with anything. If the government can tell people to not believe what they just said a few months ago and have everyone be fine with that, that's just a level of gaslighting that I refuse to be a part of. That really is kind of the heart of the modern theory, is that just all Epstein by himself, and then his friends just were there for his tax advice, despite not being a tax professional or a lawyer.
They were just like, you know a lot about what's the code word again? What is it? Tax financial advice. Could I get some tax? Could I get some financial? Can I get some financial advice? Just to get, to get a little bit.
Not only that, another huge revelation is the fact that really the government has increased the number of victims and decreased the number of perpetrators, right? We had the idea that there were these other perpetrators for a while, that they were just redacted because the government was building cases. There's no Epstein list where there's like names written down, but names exist in documents, on videos, in images, and they're all redacted. What's going on here? They're gonna say, oh, it's all for the victims, right? But it's not all victim names. In addition to that, this lone trafficker theory is already on shaky grounds when you think about Prince Andrew's settlement with Virginia Giuffre, where he paid $16 million.
This was crazy. This was fucking insane.
To make civil sexual assault allegations go away. Now, of course, it's worth saying that he did not admit to guilt. This was a settlement, but that is what you're always going to have with these rich and powerful people. In the same way, you also have Leon Black, who reportedly paid $158 million over 5 years to Jeffrey Epstein for tax advice. And guess what? Leon Black, billionaire, also paid the U.S. Virgin Islands $62 million in cash as part of a settlement, a non-prosecution, where they wouldn't go after him for anything from, quote, any and all claims of any nature whatsoever, specifically related to Jeffrey Epstein. It's worth noting that $15 million of this cash payment will be going to counseling programs and activities or mental health services. You also have Jess Staley, the former boss of Barclays. He directly admitted to having sex with a member of Epstein's staff, which you would expect if someone was running a trafficking operation. Although, I just have to say that there was a statement that this was entirely consensual, and I'm not saying anything about that. I'm simply saying the idea that Epstein was just trafficking for himself is unlikely to be true, in my opinion. I said to Maxwell at a table at Regency Bar, I know he was videotaping everyone. I want the tape of Trump with the girls. Can
you imagine being like a reporter talking to Ghislaine Maxwell saying, can I have the tapes with Trump in them? And then she says, well, I just don't know where they are. Sorry, can I have the tapes of Trump with the girls? And she's like, well, yeah, I just don't know where they are. You know, the thing is, what people don't know is that Epstein, as like a financier, he was very efficient. So he hired a lot of unpaid interns that all happened to be young women. And those were the women that were helping with all of the taxes and the financial documents. So that's what he's asking for. That's what this is.
Didn't deny the existence of the tapes, but said, I don't know where they are. He apparently replied, ask Epstein, and she gave him a stern look and pointed a finger at my face. I'm the daughter of a press baron. I know the way you people think. If you do one side, you must do the other. If you get tapes on Trump, you have to do Clinton. Now, again, what you make of a third-hand source like this talking to Ghislaine Maxwell, who apparently doesn't deny that some of these tapes exist, was she even telling the truth or just playing some game? Either way, this was all known about, not just by people after the fact, but allegedly by people during the fact. For example, Jean-Luc Brunel was somebody who apparently trafficked a bunch of people to Epstein, who himself abused a bunch of women and even was charged for it. He was charged for some really awful things and then later found dead in his cell. Interestingly, Epstein was actually
That's so weird. That's so weird.
Financier of Brunel's modeling agency where a lot of this alleged abuse happened. So once again, the idea of the lone trafficker just doesn't make sense because Epstein's directly linked to another guy who is also abusing women. So after all of this, they're really asking you to believe the unbelievable. They're asking you to not believe what they've said about this case, both out of office and now in power. They're asking you to not believe public reporting linking Epstein to other known files. They're asking you not to believe suspicious circumstances regarding settlements of powerful people. They're asking you to believe that Epstein was just the greatest tax advisor and financial advisor on the planet that all of these billionaires needed to consult, despite the fact that there are entire organizations built around providing the same services as this without the, links to crimes. They're asking you to believe that when people are talking about Snow White and Beauty and the Beast, they're referencing Disneyland. And they're especially asking you to believe that they have found 900 new victims since reviewing these files and exactly 0 new perpetrators. So
that's just so weird. I think the best thing to do right now would be to stop talking about it completely.
I'm just not buying it personally. I find it insulting to the intelligence of every single person who's ever looked at this story. And yeah, it really makes me feel like this was a appropriate time to launch a crime is legal merch collection, to be honest. So,
yeah. Well, thank you for the clip, Marianne. Author Michael Wolff repeats his claim that Jeffrey Epstein showed him Polaroid photos of Donald Trump cavorting with topless girls by Epstein's pool. Wolff believes the FBI took those photos from Epstein's safe and holds them still.
And I've said before that Epstein used to bring out this set of pictures. There were about a dozen snapshots. And among them, there are at least 3 that I remember, 2 of topless girls sitting in Trump's lap around Epstein's swimming pool, and then one with a stain on the front of Trump's pants with 3 or 4 girls laughing and pointing at it. So,
okay. In Trump's defense, that photo was probably just removed because it's embarrassing. The other photos, on the other hand, those should definitely be released. But I understand why you would want to not release that one, okay?
I have seen those
pictures. He pissed himself a little bit. Okay, got a little nervous, pissed himself. All right.
Pictures.
So what's your best guess as to where they are?
Well, I'm my best guess is that Epstein kept them in the safe. The safe was emptied out by the FBI. Where are those pictures?
It's just probably, it is probably a coincidence that like Fox News over the past 4 days, despite the fact that this has been unbelievably easy content for Fox News or for legacy media, it's pretty rare that you can get, well, not rare, but I feel like in today's day and age, legacy media struggles with like producing content and producing news that everyone can agree with because people just hate legacy media today. So when you get a story like this where everyone collectively just hates Epstein, everyone collectively wants the pedophiles to like see some prosecution, and Fox News has only made 2 videos in the past 3 days. Would you like to see the 2 videos? They made this video a day ago. And yes, that's right. It's 2 minutes long.
Justice Department over the handling of the Jeffrey Epstein files. A source tells Fox News tonight that the FBI Deputy Director, Dan Bongino, has not been seen in the office since Wednesday after a heated argument with Attorney General Pam Bondi at the White House. Our correspondent David Spunt has this story.
A verbal clash between Attorney General Pam Bondi and Deputy FBI Director Dan Bongino at the White House this week over the release of DOJ's Epstein memo. The 2-pager out earlier this week insists the convicted sex trafficker and offender killed himself, and a client list does not exist after all. Fox is told by 4 separate sources Bongino is so upset about the rollout of the memo, he didn't show up to work on Friday in protest. One source says he hasn't been seen in the office since the argument with the Attorney General. Bondi teased the release of the Epstein material for months.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients? Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review.
But earlier this week when pressed,
I was asked a question about the client list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed, meaning the file along with the JFK, MLK files as well.
Why'd you call it the client list?
That's what I meant by that.
The White House is defending the Attorney General. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, in a statement to Fox News, says the president is proud of Bondi's efforts, adding the continued fixation on sowing division in President Trump's cabinet is baseless and unfounded in reality. FBI Director Kash Patel staying silent in the matter, at least publicly. He's been criticized online, along with Bondi and Bongino, by Trump supporters who feel the administration is being dismissive and not candid about Epstein.
A source close to Bongino says he's thinking about resigning over this memo.
Everyone's already been talking about it, so it's only a matter of time before I give people what they want.
I want to see Patricia McCloskey. I want to scream for the GOP. I want to sit with Dan Bongino. I want to show him the American flag. Eggs behind the toilet in Grandma's basement. I want to ask him if he'll be my dad. I want to change my name to Nino. I want to tell him about the man in the stairs. He kind of looks like Dan Bongino. Grandma tries to tell me not to go down there, but I would be safe with Dan Bongino. I wanna be at the RNC. I wanna be like Dan Bongino. I wanna be at the RNC. I wanna be like Dan Bongino.
So let's see the other video that Fox News has released. Wait, before we do that.
Rollout, although no final decision has been made. Meanwhile, sources close to Director Patel and the Attorney General say they plan to stay right where they are. Aisha?
Okay, David Spunt staying on top of this one for us. Thank you, David.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey.
Let's see the comments. Let's see Paul Allen's card. Quote, I'm going to release the Epstein files if I'm elected. Quote, are you still talking about Epstein? We are being lied to and we know it. The list killed itself. Every accusation is a confession. They protect each other's crimes. More precisely, they protect their master. It's a cover-up. We all know it. This is huge. If they don't give us answers, it will be their undoing. Democrat here, and I'm super proud of the response you're all having with this one, Democrats, Republicans. I don't care who is involved. We're not covering for these people nothing lower than a PDF file. No, dude, they got the Karens. They got the fucking libtards even saying PDF file. No. Remember, fam, this isn't a left or right issue. The media is trying to frame it from that perspective, but this is one thing we are united on. Don't ease up. I mean, again, I don't think people realize or remember, or I don't think that most people remember the absolute fucking absurdity and insanity that was QAnon. Where'd you get your shirt? I got it from Doll's Kill. But let me find it. Hold up. I want to see if there's like a good, like, short version on this. There aren't really any. Maybe there's like an article that would be short on it. QAnon, Pizzagate. If anyone hasn't seen it, the QAnon like mini series, the mini documentary series is really good. I think we watched it together, Chad, but I don't remember. This shit that went viral during like, it was in 2016 when obviously Clinton was running. Pizzagate is a conspiracy theory that went viral during the 2016 United States presidential election, falsely claiming that the New York City Police Department had discovered a pedophilia ring linked to the members of the Democratic Party while searching through Anthony Weiner's emails. It's been extensively discredited by a wide range of organizations, including the Washington, D.C. police. The personal email of John Podesta, Hillary Clinton's campaign chair, was hacked in a spear phishing attack in March 2016. WikiLeaks published the emails in November. Proponents of Pizzagate conspiracy theory falsely claimed that the emails contained coded messages that concerned several high-ranking Democratic Party officials and U.S. restaurants with an alleged human trafficking and child sex ring. One of the establishments allegedly involved was the Comet Ping Pong Pizzeria in Washington, D.C. And these people were like, sorry, is it phishing? Is it pronounced phishing? Whatever. I don't want to stop pronouncing it phishing. I feel like phishing is better. It feels like it should be pronounced phishing. I'm not going to call it phishing. That's stupid. These people were like insane. Like these people were actually fucking crazy. I don't remember what the podcast was called, or not the podcast, the docuseries. All right. Sorry, I got distracted. Into the Storm. This is what it was called. This one. There's like, I wish I could just watch a little bit of it, but I don't know how to. Maybe there's some clips on YouTube of some of the crazy shit. They like interview these people who've dedicated their whole life to this QAnon garbage. And these people have like entire diagrams in their house of like how all of these things are related, and they're going to crack down on the pedophile ring any day now. Let me see if I can, maybe the trailer has something. Oh, this is the opening credits. It's not the trailer. Where's the trailer? Anyway.
You're on the list.
Well, let's continue then.
Oh, cringe, dude. What a Reddit moderator vibe. I'm like trying to find the like clip.
It's very easy to.
Oh, this is just like a different video on the Pizzagate people. Yeah, no, these people were not well. These people were not well. The people that were involved in like the Pizzagate stuff, that became certain that like the Democrats and Hillary Clinton are all doing this like adrenochrome soul sucking thing. One sec. No. Anyways, you guys get the idea. Maybe one day we can sit down and watch that that docuseries again, because it's really good. It's a really good docuseries. I think that docuseries, more than anything else, was more likely to get people to step away from QAnon than anything else. Because it was like, was there a precursor to Q? I mean, just like MAGA. Just literally just MAGA. Let me see. Moving on. All of that is to say, Trump and like MAGA and the Republican Party emboldened the base to believe in all of these child sex trafficking rings, to believe that the Democrats were involved, to believe that we need to figure out what the fuck is going on with Pizzagate, and we need to crack down on all these pizza shops to figure out where these children are going, because we need to take care of this problem. We can't let the Democrats abuse children. And people, I mean, the Republicans have always preyed on the stupidity of their voters and just say children anytime they can't get people involved. They did it with gay people. They're currently doing it with trans people. It's a matter of time before they do it with the Islamists. It's just their usual talking point. Like, they're coming for the children. They're coming for the children, because the children are pure and they can't possibly do anything wrong ever. So clearly it's the Democrats preying on them, et cetera, et cetera. And it was the same thing here. And now that they got their base all riled up about it, and there was like nothing, they edged the shit out of them. They did all this foreplay with their base, and then they didn't even let them come. And now it's like, well, the Epstein files are on my desk, but I won't release it. Ha 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 ha. What do you think is going to happen? Like, what the fuck did you think was going to happen? And so this is the only other video that Fox News has published. Surprise, surprise, maybe because all of the replies on this comment, on this video, are so fucking bad. But let's see it.
Defending U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi. Her and FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino are reportedly at odds over the handling of the Jeffrey Epstein file.
Now it's the hottest country anywhere in the world. Let's keep it that way and not waste time and energy on Jeffrey Epstein, somebody that nobody cares about. The president's post coming after some Trump supporters.
There was already Republicans coping that Brandon deleted all the evidence before leaving office. LMFAO. That's amazing.
Criticized Bondi or even called for her resignation after the DOJ and the FBI on Sunday released a joint 2-page statement on the Epstein case that concluded there was no celebrity client list, naming those who allegedly took part in Epstein's history as a sexual predator, in his New York City jail cell in 2019, while awaiting further trafficking charges. Yet a missing minute in the jail video that was released has only spurred conspiracy theorists. FBI
Sorry, what was that? Sorry, what was that?
Bondi had indicated that such a document was sitting on her desk. Nobody cares about. The president's post coming after some Trump supporters criticized Bondi or even called for her resignation after the DOJ and the FBI on Sunday released a joint 2-page statement on the Epstein case that concluded there was no celebrity client list, naming those who allegedly took part in Epstein's history.
Especially the simple things like, you can't tell me that 1,000 people were hurt and that there are no people out there that we can arrest. You can't tell me that, sorry, we don't have a list. Fine, don't have a list.
They finally realized, Fox News has finally realized, okay, we have to give the people what they want a little bit. We just need to blame, like, incompetent people, of course.
Tell me who the perpetrators were. Let's depose every single person who might have had a chance to get on that list and might have been out there at that island, and let's talk to them. Let's find out what happened. You telling me other videos out there in New Mexico and at the island and in New York, and nobody saw anything? I don't buy it, and that's why they need to get out there and face the fire. Doesn't have to be long, but you have to answer questions to the American people, because absent that, the story won't die, and that's a distraction the president doesn't want.
I like how this is the most that they can talk about it. They're just like, yeah, they're really fighting because it's important. We just want to know a little bit more, right? Right? We just want to know a little bit more about, what's happening and everything like that. Okay, that's it. That's all. Let's see the comments on this one. Let's see Paul Allen's card. You can see the unity between the left and the right on wanting the truth is scaring them. They prefer us divided. Oh, God. He sure cared about Epstein during the campaign, ... Gaslighting in full force, y'all. Don't let this one slide.